Hi, my Tezos friends, and welcome back. We're going to be checking out the Tezos versus Bitcoin, Tezos versus dollar prices here, and let's start off on the 24-hour chart and see where we are since yesterday. Well, we've continued to come up a wee bit, but we've still got the same story in mind as yesterday, really. And of course, in terms of just pure straight up trade in this, there's big moves to be had. That's 8% in terms of like the lows to the highs over there between yesterday's lows and today's highs. It's things like that. You know, there's big moves to be had if you're just purely simply trading this. I wouldn't be able to say that I've fully become bullish on this until we see the prices go above the 2,800 satoshis, and I'm not going to say that I'm really going to that I believe the trend will continue to the downside unless we see the prices go below 2,440. In the meantime, we're just waiting for things to sort of tell us where they're going. Of course, that means that we're waiting while there's big moves happening, sure, but it's up to you how you manage your risk. I'm not a financial advisor or anything else. There's definitely trades to be had in here, and if we look down towards the 4-hour candles, you can see that well, you know, you might have been wrong here to have gone long and witnessed a 5%, 4.5% drop off in prices there 8 hours ago. You then ultimately became right again and saw a 2% increase in the price overall. There's enough volatility and chop in here that I don't think that my in terms of the short term, me giving you any sort of answers is going to remain relevant for more than 4 hours at any given time. But a broken clock's right twice a day, so it depends. You might just watch it then at 10 p.m. tonight or something like that, and then I'd be right again because of the way this is going. We're establishing ourselves perhaps above the 21 EMA. We need to see things really start to turn around here. We got rejected above the neutral zone on our first attempt, then supported by the EMA, now gone up again. Things are looking more positive, that's for sure. I am more leaning towards the bullish side than the negative side in terms of my emotions and everything right now, but I'm recognizing that in a world where we have to admit that there's still this volatility in the world, still a lot of chop, that we could actually see further downside when everyone takes a breather from having sold everything off at the start of the week and at the end of last week there in traditional land. So we'll have to wait and see how things pan out really overall. You can see that things are just starting to turn around in the 4-hour trend time frame here, where you could maybe see these things cross over. When the blue line goes above the red line, that's a good indicator of your trend there, but unlike some other assets, that's not actually happened yet on this one on Tezos, and I think that we can feel the slight delay here. If we look towards something else as a comparison point, for instance, you've got the Bitcoin prices. I say that it takes a second or two to load up, and you look down the time frames and you can see that things have crossed over to here already, and there's more positivity in the air there, and the same applies across the rest of them too. If you look to Ethereum and Bitcoin itself, now Tezos having been such an outperformer for such a long time, you say such a long time, but I'm talking from all the way back here, all the way up to here, it outperformed almost everything else in the entire industry, and now it's kind of taken a second to say, well, you know what, guys, you can go and break new ground first, and then I'll catch up with you in 5 or 10 minutes after that. So, or well, a day, 2 days, whatever it happens to be. So we can see that things are a little bit slower here. Can I anticipate these things crossing over and move and getting us some positivity off the back of it? Yes, I can. And as a result of that, then I can anticipate certain little other things happening. For instance, us coming up here and testing this area, and then even maybe beyond. And of course, if that were to happen from where we are right now, you're still looking at another 3.5% increase in price from. So there's like tons of room here. But if we look over to the dollar prices, then things kind of become interesting yet again. So the HitBTC website to start off, because this is what we like to do, or certainly did like to do all of our positive chat before. Here we are, and we've gone up above the 236 here at 155. That's what we were looking for. The prices have spread out again up to now almost 20 cents difference. Now that happens at times when we've got questions being asked. If I just go over to somewhere else, we've also got one of these. You can see as well, we've come up above the 236 over here. So if the decision was still kind of being made, then I think the prices would have been slightly closer together, as we've seen in the last couple of days videos when they were. And now that the sort of decision slightly has been made that we're going to be above this area for just now, the prices spread out a wee bit, and more of that sort of confusion came back into the market as nobody really knows what's going on next. But we do have targets that we can bear in mind as well. So towards the upside, we've got this $2.21 or $2.11 or so, whatever that was. Sorry, $2.15 over here on the Coinbase. Is this Coinbase? I think it's Coinbase chart. Is it? It doesn't matter anyway. It's the same price over here. If this is Coinbase $2.11, this is Coinbase $2.11 here, $2.15 I think on Bitfinex was it? Yeah. We're above it here. We're doing quite well. We've come up to this area of $1.80. That was our profit taking line that we had drawn in here. So we've met that profit taking line, which may have put you in a more neutral position with your trading. I'm not a financial advisor, not financial advice, and you might be looking back down towards here to get back in. But we also came close enough in terms of getting back down to here. So maybe you're back into position again. And then maybe you're looking to get back out again at that area. If that's what you're doing, then you're looking at 10% price changes, either side. So you're getting a lot of value in your trading there, and it's nothing particularly special about doing that. That's just totally natural. We're looking at the 21 here coming in and potentially starting to get its first bullish cross on the 4-hour time frame. We want to see all this translated towards the upside. In fact, here talking about that the DMI, you can see actually over here in the 4-hour time frame it has crossed over, and it's got that positivity that the other markets have. And in fact, this here chart looks a lot more positive than, well, they've all got it on the 4-hour there, do they? What did I say? Was it the Bitcoin price doesn't have it? Yeah, than the Bitcoin price itself, which is okay, fair enough. Bitcoin prices are going up too, at the same time. So we'll have to see then which one can take the lead. The dollar prices do look more positive. I expect the Bitcoin prices, Bitcoin parent, to actually get some more positivity in there, and actually, that could even happen at the back of the Bitcoin versus dollar prices dropping a little bit potentially. If that were to drop a little bit potentially, then you might even see the Tezos dollar price drop a little bit, come back down, retest this area, for instance. That candle's gone red since we've been talking about it. Come back down here and potentially even test this downward sloping resistance. But that'll be where the 21 or the 236 EMA Fibonacci retracement is here on this chart here at 169 or so, and maybe we'll come back in here and do the same thing and test this again, or even maybe down here to these EMAs or whatever. While the dollar price against the Bitcoin, Bitcoin goes down, it could go down against the dollar slightly, and what you'd see happening potentially even at the same time is a smaller decrease in the Tesla's relative price, and then an increase in the bars over here, because that's the dynamic when you're looking against two different volatile assets. Really, so this may be best just in terms of just thinking about Tezos, really, just to look at these charts here and think about how this could maybe act. If this actually fails, then that would be a good place, for instance, I'm not a financial advisor, to take a short, and then you'd be looking down towards profit taking areas anywhere you like, but all of them are very, very greedy. So if you're to go short there, down to there, that's just this tiny little move, that's 10%. If you take it down to where where the move up happened from, you're looking at 18-20%. If you take it down to our previous lows, that's 30%. And if you go down to where we could actually see the prices even ultimately go down as far as to where the bottom or previous bottom was, and you're looking at 40%. So there's way greedy targets there. So we're not going to really need to break up the sort of your flow at the minute if you're trading. And that, I hope I've given you some ideas about risk management and all the rest of it if you're currently flat. And yeah, thanks very much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Share this video with anyone you think might like it and all the rest of it, and let me know in the comments down below what you think about things yourself. So cheers very much, and I'll see you next time.